The story of Grizzly Adams is big and powerful and beautiful. They call me Mad Jack. And me and my burro number 7 been traipsing these slopes and valleys for a long spell, so I know the story from the beginning. My friend Adams was accused of a crime he didn't commit, so he escaped into the mountains, leaving behind the only life that he ever knew. Now that wilderness out there ain't no place for a greenhorn, and his chances of surviving were mighty slim. Weren't no time at all for he was beaten down, ragged, and nearly starved. Long about then, he come upon a grizzly bear cub, all alone and helpless. Now, Adams knew that little critter couldn't survive without his help, so he started right down that cliff, risking his own life to save it. Now, that cub took to Adams right off. And that was when he discovered he had a special kind of way with animals. They just come right up to him like he was a natural part of the wilderness. But that bear cub, he was extra special. As he growed, he became the best friend Adams ever had, and together they became a legend.
There's a world where we don't have to run and maybe there's a time we'll call our own, living free in harmony and majesty. Take me home, take me home, take me home, take me home.
Now I guess the critters that live in these here mountains don't think much about living no place else. But for humans, I reckon it's the last place left to seek out a dream. Now while me and Seven and my friend James Adams and his friend Ben was tending to business as usual, we had no way of knowing that before the day was out, a couple of dream seekers was going to turn things from topsy to turvy. Now in the thunderstorm season, some parts of the mountains can get a mite dangerous. And when the hillsides are full of loose rocks and boulders sitting in slippery mud, it don't take much to bust them loose. And that was what was happening the very day that young Robbie Cartman came a-visiting. The older animals had cleared out, but the young ones and the orphans, like the beaver Robbie was a-carrying, hadn't learned about leaving at the first sign of trouble.
That rainstorm must have loosened those rocks up yesterday. More could come down any time. You heard it too, didn't you, Ben? You best get out of here. Come on, Robbie. Hurry, Robbie. Get behind a tree. Come on, Ben. You all right, Robbie?
Yes, sir, I'm fine.
That hawk's in some kind of trouble, Robbie. Seems like she's asking for help. Look up there, Robbie. See that branch? Looks like that rock slide loosened it. There's a hawk's nest up there. You stay right here. I'll be right back.
The hawk was in trouble, all right. And Adams had found out what it was. The slide had loosened the branch the hawk's nest sat on. And if those eggs ever was going to hatch, why, Adams had to do something and do it fast. If that branch gave way, there could be another slide with Adams right in the middle of it.
Mr. Adams, watch out! Mr. Adams, watch out for the rocks.
Well, I got it all taken care of. Look at Rob. Guess you won't have any trouble finding the nest now. Well, let's head back to the cabin. Come on, Ben. Come on, Robbie.
As dream seekers come, this particular pair was about as unlikely as ever set foot and hoof in these mountains.
Easy, Thunderbolt. Let's do a little scouting around here before we go charging off full bore, only half prime. You know, I've been scouting for the Army man and boy for 30 years. Never seen country like this before. When it isn't going up, it's coming down. We gotta find that farm of ours, Corporal. It's gotta be around here someplace. Let's take a look over that way. Now look, I want you to go the slow march. Hop, hop, 2, 3, hop, 2, 3.
No, this ain't the right spot. I'm looking for it. We gotta find exactly the right spot for my surprise. I've been waiting a long time to show you this surprise. Do you know what I traded for it? I traded 2 whole sacks of dried corn. That's what I traded, and it's worth every kernel. But well, I'm going. Wait till you see my surprise. We gotta have exactly the right spot, though.
We did it! Just like we talked about for all those years. About having a farm and living off the fat of the land. And we'll never, never, never have to be woke up by that eye-popping, air-busting bugle. Not for the rest of our natural lives. Now look, you better keep your eye peeled for that farmland. We sure don't want to go charging by it now. Hop! Hop! 2, 3, 4, hop!
Look at that, number 7. A genuine United States Army solid brass bugle horn. Yes, sir, a real bugle horn. Just like we used to have when I was in the Army. I've always wanted me a bugle horn. You know, folks just sort of take naturally to a fella what's musical. I'll toot a little charge for you. I'll show you how we used to do it. Bugler! Sound the charge! Yo! Well, takes a little practice.
Oh, Thunderbolt! Hey, Thunderbolt! Oh, you're just hearing things, just like me.
Right down there was somebody that had been a-searching for me for more than 30 years. But I sure wasn't a-looking to have him find me. Number 7, we gotta make tracks. That critter down there, it looks like a cyclone with long brown teeth. Could be Maurice the monster. After all these years. Come on! Adams! Adams! Where in tarnation are you? Get out of here. I gotta talk to you. Oh, Daniel. Don't talk to me like that. You know I don't understand skunk talk like Adams in there. And besides, I ain't got time to talk to you. Adams! What you doing? You gonna play a little hide and seek, are you? All right. Now, Daniel, you go hide somewhere. Mary Lou, you cover up your eyes. And I'll just see here and see that you play according to the rules. You hidden, Daniel? All right, Mary Lou, you can come out now. Come on. Cold, cold, cold. You're never gonna find him, Mary Lou. Oh, hi, Ben. Adams, I got something real important to talk to you about.
Well, let me get this little critter bedded down first. He's going to be visiting with us for a while.
Robbie, I tell you, I got something...
Mary Lou and Daniel playing hide and seek again, huh?
Oh, yeah?
Mary Lou sure loves it, doesn't she? She gets frightened something awful, though, when she can't find little Daniel. Look around, Mary Lou.
Now you're getting warmer. That's it, that's it.
Well, too bad, Mary Lou. You're cold as ice now. Well, come on out, Daniel. Mary Lou gives up. Daniel. Come on, Mr. Adams said that's part of the rules.
Adams?
Robbie, looks like we're going to have some thunder showers moving in across the mountains today. You ought to go over and pick those berries you wanted before it starts raining.
I will, Mr. Adams. Paul sure likes those berries.
It's awful nice of you to Pa to let you come visit while he's down there at the settlement. You can have a nice surprise for him when he comes back tomorrow.
Now, Adams, I got something important to tell you.
Just a minute. Now, Robbie, you remember where the berry patch is down by Shady Hollow?
Sure I do, Mr. Adams.
Well, it's not too far away. Now, if you hurry, you can get back before it starts raining.
Now, Adams, what I had to tell you was that...
Just a minute. Now, Robbie, I want you to take the yoke with the 2 buckets on it. You'll be able to bring more back that way.
All right.
Here, hang on, Robbie. Let me get that for you.
Adams,
You sure learned well. Water's important to take with you, no matter how far you're going.
Adams, can I talk to you?
Well, don't I always listen to you?
Well, I gotta talk, and I gotta talk quick. Now, this is important.
Well, I've never known you to worry about time. Now, something's really got to be fussing with you.
Well, well, somehow it ain't easy to explain. You see, there's this fella that has been looking for me for 30 years. Well, it's sort of been like that game of hide and seek that Mary Lou and Dan will play.
Well, who is this fella, and what's he been looking after you for?
It's Maurice the Monster, and it's a long story.
Maurice the Monster?
Yes.
Now, you aren't funning with me, are you?
I wouldn't fun you about number 7 about to become an orphan.
Just hold on. I got to help Mary Lou. Dano, come on out. Come on out. Mary Lou gives up. Well, now, you know the rules to the game. Come on.
Adams, Maurice the Monster! Adams! Watch it. You look like Maurice the Monster. It's a natural mistake. Sorry, Ben. I'm just a little bit discombobulated right now.
Well, Daniel's not around here. We'd have spotted him by now. You know, maybe he went off with Robbie. Don't you worry about a thing, Mary Lou. I'll find him for you.
Adams, about this problem of mine.
You know, I know where that little rascal could be. Come on, Jack.
Now, wait just a minute. Now, this isn't just another one of my stories. I don't think I'm getting through to you.
Well, we can talk about it along the way, Jack. Come on, Ben. Let's find Daniel.
Well, there ain't no way we can stay around here.
Come on, Thunderbolt. Come on. All right, now. Parade rest. Parade rest. Well, Thunderbolt, here you go. Now I want you to look around. Look around here. No way you're gonna see any bugle tootler around here. It's all behind us now. We're a couple old war horses. Retired. Ha! No. All we gotta do now is find this here farm that fella sold us down at the fort. We'll be in clover from here on in. Yeah. Gonna build us a little house, have a porch around it, and if you ever feel like eating some oats, well, you walk out in front there in that field, eat yourself a couple acres. Hey, I gotta tell you something. I wouldn't want it to get around the barracks or the stables, but I just hate bugles. Hey, there, I said it. Took me 34 years to say that, and I'm a better man for it.
Robbie found the berry patch all right, and he found something else.
Daniel, what are you doing here?
All of a sudden, all this strangeness was too much for Dan.
Daniel, don't run off.
Adams, they don't call him Maurice the Monster for nothing. I tell you, he's the meanest, orneriest critter to ever come down out of the Saskatoons, looking for trade, trouble, either or both.
Out of where?
The Saskatoons, that's a place way up north in Canada. Why, I tell you, this man is half bear, half bull, 3 parts alligator. Why, he used to pull along a full-grown moose just to use as a hat rack.
He sounds like a right powerful fella to me.
Well, he is, and them's just his good points. I tell you, it ain't easy having your trail dogged by a man like Maurice the Monster for 30 years.
What's he looking to catch up with you for anyway?
'Cause he's nearsighted for one, and I mistook for the other. It seems that some feller sharp traded him out of a whole winter's work a long time ago, and ever since then, every time he sees me, he comes a-hollering and a-bellering, head down and horns out.
Why don't you just explain it?
Explain it? In order to explain it, you gotta be near him. And when you're that near Maurice the Monster, it's too late for any explaining.
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. If I see him, I'll explain it for you.
Well, good. Now, here's what you could do. You could tell him what a fair and decent trader I am, what a dignified feller I am, and how I'm respected in the community. And then, maybe you could get him to turn around and go on back to the Saskatoons and be gone for good and forever and amen.
I promise you I'll do the best I can.
Well, good. But now listen. If you find that you can't pacify him, for heaven's sakes, don't rile him up any more than he already is, 'cause he's mean.
I know, Ben. Robbie's down at Shady Hollow, and we're just headed down that way now.
Well, you and Ben are not going to have any trouble finding Robbie down to the berry patch, so number 7 and me will just go along with our work and our practice.
Practicing? What kind of practicing?
Oh, breathing. Breathing. Go on, 7. Of course, I'd never left Adams by himself if I'd have known what that little rascal Daniel was getting himself and Robbie into. Them woods was a whole new world to that little critter. And everything seemed very unfriendly. But being a curious animal like he was and hoping to make friends, Daniel decided to head on down towards them beavers, not knowing the rock piles the storm had left up in the crags was ready to bust loose at any time. Robbie had all he could do, just trying to keep Daniel in sight. Why, I tell you, this hide-and-seek game just plumb got out of hand. All of a sudden, everybody was either a hiding or a seeking.
Huh. Well, you know, they got one thing up here I sure do appreciate. Quiet. Sure gets in your bones. It's good for napping too, Thunderbolt. You know, I just might take a little nap for myself. I
don't like the looks of this bin. I'm concerned about Robbie. He can take care of himself out here in the woods. But Daniel's not used to being by himself. It's all right. Come on, Ben.
Now, this is a right fitting place for doing what we come to do, number 7. Now, you see this here? This is called Echo Ridge. You ever hear so much quiet? I'm going to show you something. Did you hear them? Them there's echoes. Yes, sir. That's what makes this a perfect place to practice bugle music. Because you can hear yourself back and see how you're doing. Now, let's see. How'd that charge go? Doo-doo-doo.
Charge! Hey, Thunderbolt! To the rear march! Thunderbolt! That's insubordination! Come back!
About that time, Robbie managed to catch Daniel and get him calmed down. He figured Adams would be out looking for him, so he wasn't worried about that. When he spotted them beavers a-moving out, he knew a passel of trouble could come tumbling out of them high rocks at any time.
What was that?
Well, don't worry, Daniel. Everything will be all right. We'll be out of here in no time. If you'll just hold on. Oh no! Don't worry, Daniel. It's only it's a horse. A horse.
Now, being a farm boy, Robbie was a hand with horses. But he'd never met an army horse before, and a corporal at that. But Daniel had never heard a horse speak before. So when Thunderbolt neighed, it gave Daniel such a fright he up and skittered away again before Robbie knew what was a-happening. Robbie was getting more and more concerned, knowing what could happen if them thunder showers came a-drenching. Now, Daniel heard the thunder too, and being in a strange place, it scared him all the more, so he took off up the cliff, scampering about as fast as he could. And even though Robbie knew the risk involved, he took off after Daniel. There was no way he was going to let Daniel out of his sight. Even when them rocks started coming down, Robbie kept on climbing as best he could. He knew if Daniel made it to the top, he'd need somebody there to help him get himself down again. When Robbie found Daniel, it was hard to tell which one was gladder. But Robbie still was in a ticklish situation.
Thunderbolt! Thunderbolt! This here's desertion! You can lose your stripes! I keep forgetting we're retired. Wasn't for the maniac with that blasted bugle. Robbie! Robbie!
Lost his trail. Looks like Robbie went down to the bottom, doesn't it? Wouldn't do that without good reason.
Thunderbolts!
Well, now, I reckon you'd be Maurice the Monster.
Maurice who?
You wouldn't happen to be a trader from Saskatoon, Canada, would you?
Now, I know you're a nearsighted civilian. What would a trader be doing in a suit like this, huh?
Hell, I reckon you got a point. Nice to meet you.
Master Sergeant Monahan, United States Cavalry, recently retired. My friends call me Sergeant Mongo.
Well, I'm James Adams. You know, I think one of my friends mistaked you for someone else.
Oh, that Maurice the Who's It, huh?
Yeah, have you heard of him?
No, but we used to have a fella used to run the shop down at the fort. His name was Jerry the Juggler, but I don't think that's the same.
Yeah, it's not important anyhow.
No. It's a bear! Oh, smoking howitzers! You stand aside there, Miss...
It's okay, Sarge. Put it away. That's my friend Ben.
He's your friend? A grizzly bear?
Couldn't have a better friend than Ben up here. Ben, I'd like you to say hello to Sergeant Mongo.
Hey, he's a real good recruit. You couldn't do better up in country like this.
Ben's picked up his trail again. We're up here looking for a young friend of ours, Robbie Cartman.
Well, now, that really is a coincidence. I'm on a search and rescue mission myself. My corporal and I got separated, and I'm looking for him right now. Me and this here trooper I'm looking for, we retired at the same time, and this fellow down at the fort sold us a farm. So we were out looking for it when we got separated. We're having a dog of a time finding it. I wonder if you can see it any place here.
Is it supposed to be up here in these mountains?
Yes, sir.
How about if we talk about this later, Sarge?
Okay. Say, you know, you look like you've been up here a while. You ever hear any bugle music up here?
Bugles? No, I can't say that I have. Looks like rain clouds are coming in soon. My friend Robbie, he can take care of himself out here in the woods, all right. How about your friend? Is he fit enough?
Thunderbolt fit! Ha! He's as strong as a horse.
You know something, number 7? It just struck me what we done. And it don't make me proud. Since when do we run off and leave somebody else to do our chores for us? Huh? Oh, sir. You know something? Right about now, that greenhorn Adams is probably up to his neck in trouble with Maurice the Monster on account of us. Yes, sir. Come on. Let's go. Meanwhile, Robbie figured it was about time to get himself and Daniel off of that cliff. But when that boulder gave way, Robbie and Daniel was in more trouble than ever.
Don't worry, Daniel. Get out of here. Somehow.
Robbie was thinking of Adam's teaching. When you got a serious problem, Adams used to say, sit down and think it out. Besides, he figured Adams would find him and Dan'l sooner or later anyway. But sizing up the predicament him and Dan'l was in, Robbie sure hoped it would be sooner. I got a feeling we better get to Adams. He's gonna be needing us. Come on. Just about then, the critters back at the cabin were getting a mite troubled. Fact was, Mary Lou was a-fretting so bad, she just went and hid. Adams had been gone quite a spell, and Joshua's instincts told him that there might be more wrong with Mary Lou than just fretting. Critters like Joshua and Hawk don't just sit around when they know something's wrong, so Hawk took off to find Adams and Ben, or Robbie and Daniel. The route Robbie had taken was mostly rocky, and finding a trail in rocky terrain is nearly impossible, even for Adams.
Well, it's too rocky down there for a trail. My guess is Robbie is down there looking for Dan'l.
Who's Dan'l?
Oh, Dan'l's the skunk that lives up at the cabin with me. In fact, that's how this whole thing got started. They were playing hide and seek.
Oh, Robbie and Dan'l, huh?
No, Dan'l and Mary Lou's twin sister.
Oh, Robbie's twin sister.
No, Dan'l's. That's a favorite game they play.
Now, look, let me get this straight. You got a skunk lives up in your cabin with you called Dan'l, and Dan'l's got a twin sister called Mary Lou, and they like to play hide and seek.
Well, that's one of the games they play. They play other ones, though. That's a good boy, Ben. Ben's picked up the trail. Come on, Sarge.
Yeah, how do you know Robbie's not down there?
Well, he knows better than that. Robbie knows that sudden storms will bring rock slides, mudslides, avalanche. First sign of thunder, he'll head for safe ground. Hey, Sarge, listen, tell me something. How much farming you ever done?
Little less than none. I've been in the cavalry, man and boy, over 30 years. Why?
Oh, I was just thinking about something. We'll talk about it later. That's a good boy, Ben. Stay on the trail. We're right behind you.
He's got a friendly bear that he talks to. He's got two twin skunks that like to play hide and seek. Well, I hear bugles. Hey, that's it, Ben. You take the point. We got the troops right back here.
Now, Hawk was up there looking to find Adams or Robbie or either. But it was threatening to rain good. And, well, if Hawk got his feathers wet, he wouldn't be able to fly. And a hawk that can't fly is in a mess of trouble.
Maurice the monster! That's the second time today I've been tooken for him. Master Sargent Monahan, United States Cavalry. Retired.
Well, what do you...
Gotta catch up, Sarge. Pretty easy to lose a trail up here.
It's all right, Adams. Sergeant's with me. We're coming right along. Well? Poor Robbie. He was getting mighty discouraged the way things was a-going for him and Dan'l. But just about then...
Hush! Damn it, it's Hawk! Hey, Hawk! Down here!
Robbie was hoping the hawk would find Adams.
Robbie can't be too much farther. I just hope the storm up there in the peaks hold off. You know, Sarge, your friend might get rained on some.
No, he's used to it. Stands in the rain all the time.
Stands in the rain? That's strange.
No more stranger than a couple of skunks that play hide and seek.
You know, Jack, when I first met the Sarge here, I thought he's that fella you were telling me about, Maurice the Monster.
Oh, no. Now, the Sarge here is a pretty big man, all right, but Maurice, I mean, he's great big, and he's always riding this great big horse.
Horse? Did you say horse? What do he look like?
Well, he's meanest, orneriest, snortingest, raunchiest critter you ever wanted to see in your life, with big, long, brown teeth that hung clear down to here.
Well, that couldn't be Thunderbolt. Because I had his teeth fixed with the company F dentist before we left the fort.
There's the hawk. He's acting mighty strange. Let's go see what he's found. Ben, you stay right behind him.
Hey, now, how did he do that?
Well, it beats me. But when it comes to critters in the wilderness, there ain't nobody like Adams.
Well, you know, when we get settled down on that farm of ours, I'm gonna get him to learn me some of that. Well, he's better scouted out than the U.S. Cavalry.
Did you say farm?
Yeah. Oh, sure. Here, I got it right here.
Up here?
Yeah, it's right there on the map.
That ain't no farmland. Where that X is? That there's a straight up and down cliff. Why, you couldn't grow a weed on that stuff.
Come on, we got a job to do. We'll talk about that later.
Adams! Mr. Jack! Up here!
I see you, Robbie. Now you stay right there. Jack, hand me your rope. You stay there, Robbie.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Is that a horse?
Why, that's Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt, you stay right where you are. At ease.
I didn't know your friend was a horse.
Well, what's the matter with that?
Oh, nothing. Some of my best friends is horses. And burros.
All right, when I get up on the ledge, I'm gonna make a sling and let Robbie down. I appreciate both you fellas staying down here underneath him, all right?
Now, don't you worry none. The sergeant and me will take care of things down here.
Now, Robbie, I'm gonna throw this rope up to you. Good boy. Now tie it to the tree and make it good and snug. That's a good boy.
Okay, Mr. Adams.
Now, scaling that cliff with just a rope tied to a small tree was about as dangerous a thing as Adams could do. And we all knowed it, even Ben. We also knowed there was no other way to get Robbie and Daniel back down.
Gee, am I glad to see you, Mr. Adams.
You did real good, Robbie. Real good. Pull this rope up here, and I'll tie a loop around it. We'll lower you down. Now, you remember how we did it when we were practicing for mountain climbing?
I remember.
Okay.
I'll take Daniel down with me.
Okay.
We'll be all right.
I'm gonna put this rope around you, Robbie, and I'm gonna make it real snug, like that. All right.
Hold on, Daniel.
Okay, son. All right, he's coming down. Nice and easy now. That's a boy. Easy does it. Easy does it.
Don't worry, Robbie. Old Mad Jack and number 7 is awaiting for you.
That's it.
Hold on tight, Daniel.
Come on, Sarge, help me get him down. All right, easy, Robbie. Easy. There we go. Here, let me get this rope.
I just know that's Daniel.
Oh, Robbie, this is Sergeant Mongo.
Well, I've heard a lot about you, Robbie.
Howdy, Sergeant Monahan.
Daniel, you did it again.
Take cover, there's rocks coming down. Got down below.
Watch your head now. Don't let go of that rope. Adams, you all right?
I'm all right.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm right proud of you, son. You did real well up there.
Thunderbolt!
I did everything like you told me.
I'm proud of you, Robbie.
Mr. Adams,
Yeah?
well, I just wanted to say thank you.
Oh, that's okay.
Thunderbolt, old friend, I'm sure glad to see you. But I just don't know how to tell you the bad news about the farm.
Sarge, why don't you wait till we get back to the cabin? I think maybe I can help you on that.
Well, seeing how everybody's safe and sound and happy, I think we ought to celebrate, and I got just the thing for it.
Mr. Adams, why don't you and Robbie go on back to the cabin? I just found a bugle player. And we got a little business to take care of.
Well?
Yes. Hey, now you know that don't sound half bad when you're this end of it. You like bugle music, huh? Oh, well, good. I've got about 100 bugle calls, and I'll just toodle some of them for you on the way back to the cabin. All right, Jack?
Toodle.
Well, let's get this little rascal back to Mary Lou. Come on.
Well, I gotta be going, but I just couldn't leave without thanking you for all you done for Thunderbolt and me. You know, things have turned out just like you said they would. Robbie's daddy, he gave us a nice piece of land right alongside of his. And I'm gonna help him with the heavy chores, and he's gonna learn me how to farm.
Well, I sure am glad it worked out for you. You know, I hadn't seen anybody down as low as you in a long time, Sarge.
When I found out that fellow down at the fort bamboozled us out of our life savings, there wasn't no farm, well, I figured that old Thunderbolt and I were done for. Then you taught me the best lesson I ever had in my life.
Well, if you really want something, and you work hard for it, sometimes it looks like it ain't gonna come. It'll happen.
I never heard it said better.
Tell me, how's Thunderbolt like his new life?
Ah, he's as happy as a frog in a pea-soup puddle. You know, at first I thought it was going to be pretty hard to get an old fire-breathing warhorse to pull a plow, but you know, he likes it. Say, something awful happened, you know, and I just don't have the heart to break it to Jack. I wonder if you could break the news to him gentle-like for me?
Well, I'll do the best I can.
Remember that bugle?
Yeah?
Well, I put the bugle down the ground while I was harnessing up old Thunderbolt here, and the old corporal stepped back and stepped right on that bugle and flattened it out just like a pancake. Well, I'll be seeing you one day real soon.
See you, Sarge.
Come on, let's go, Thunderbolt. Come on.
Bye-bye, Sarge. Good luck.
Has he gone yet?
Yeah, he's gone. Did you hear what he said about your bugle?
I heard part of it, but I ain't heard anything straight since the other day, and he blowed that thing in my ear all the way home.
Kind of sad about your bugle, though, ain't it?
Sad? Don't you believe it? You know something, Adams? I just figured out why I didn't stay in the Army back in the old days. I just hated buglehorn music. Just purely hated it.
Deep inside the forest is a door into another land. Here is our life and home. We are staying here forever in the beauty of this place all alone. We keep on hoping